Yo, what's up everybody?
Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, we're Peter and Yin, travel vloggers from New Zealand.
Today we're in the capital of Greece, Athens, and we're about to check out the top must-do activity, which is heading up over to the Acropolis, which absolutely dominates the skyline here.
Yeah, it sure does, and it's also where the Parthenon sits, which is one of the most iconic monuments of ancient Greek civilization. We are up early to try avoid the crowd, so let's see our luck and head on up there.
Let's go!
And it looks super imposing from when you're down in the city looking up at the Acropolis. It looks like it's so high up on a hill, but thankfully the walk up here wasn't too bad. It is kind of slippery though because the grounds are marble, so it is a good idea to wear some grippy shoes. But yeah, we arrived not too long after the opening, and that was in hopes of avoiding the crowds and the heat, because apparently it gets really bad quite early in the morning, so it's best to try come as soon as it opens, which is what we did. But you can already see lots of crowds with everyone having the same idea. And we've got the Parthenon behind me. It does not take away from the beauty and impressiveness of it, even with lots of people around. It's so incredible to see, but so is the amazing view of Athens. It's just such a panoramic, beautiful view up here. But it's super exciting because we've already walked through the Propylaea to try come here to the Parthenon quickly. But yeah, everyone's got the same ideas. I guess it's just something that we've got to expect.
The Parthenon was built as a temple in the 5th century BC, dedicated to the goddess Athena, the patron of Athens. It was designed to fit her colossal ivory and gold statue inside. One of the most fascinating things about the Parthenon to us is that this huge temple contains virtually no straight lines and no right angles. The columns are slightly tapered and swell in their middles. They aren't straight along their vertical axes, and even the base of the temple is slightly domed, not flat. These curves are almost invisible to the naked eye, but they were designed as such to correct visual distortion. It's a true feat of Greek architecture.
The ticket prices for this place, if you're just coming to the Acropolis, is 24 euros, but we actually purchased a combo ticket which includes a museum as well as various other sites, and that cost us 36 euros. There are actually quite a few websites that you can buy the tickets from, and we'll leave the link to the place that we got it from in the description down below. But yeah, it saves you a lot of time if you buy the tickets online and then come here, so then you just have the queue for coming into the place rather than having the queue as well for buying the tickets too.
Yeah, you just show your QR code and in you go. At the Acropolis, the other temple which we spent a good chunk of time admiring was the Erechtheion, dedicated to both Athena and Poseidon. Instead of columns, there are 6 statues of maidens who elegantly support the roof while gazing out to the Parthenon. The statues are called chorai, but they're referred to more as the caryatids, which are sculpted female figures that serve as architectural support in place of a column or pillar. They might all look very similar at first glance, but they're each unique. These maidens are faithful replicas, though. 5 of the 6 original maidens are exhibited in the Acropolis Museum, which are well worth visiting to actually get to see them right up close. We spent about 2 hours up near where the Parthenon is and looking around at the Erechtheion and all the other interesting sites, plus getting that incredible view. And we've made our way back down now here to the Propylaea. And you can see behind me that is the Temple of Athena Nike. And it's super cool because that was made around the 5th century BC as well. But it also has some archaeological evidence that dates back to the Mycenaean era, which is like the ancestors of the ancient Greeks. You know, that's how old it is, which is incredible. But yeah, we're going to make our way back down further now, and something to note is that it does get quite windy or a bit breezy up there, and there's a lot of sand and grit, so it sort of gets into your eyes. You just want to be careful of that too. Also, our microphone got taken off us right at the start, so that's why we had to do a whole bunch of voiceovers. But hopefully you can still see what it was like up there and enjoy it too.
Leaving the Acropolis, we were feeling really hungry and we stumbled upon a cafe. It was just a very quiet street, so we walked on in and we were like, oh, look at these tapas, and actually they were like, no, we're still on the breakfast menu.
It's still too early.
Still too early. So yeah, I've gotten a turkey sandwich, and this is the first time I've actually been served chips with my sandwich, so
that's different.
I'm gonna do it Kiwi style and put some of the chips in the sandwich. Let's give it a bite. Is this cream that's in it? That's giving it a lot of flavor. That's really yummy. I don't know. It tastes like creamy and salty, not quite like feta, so
maybe
that's
cream
really
cheese.
Nice. Yeah, cream cheese. That must be what it is.
I've already had a couple of bites of my sandwich, and I got a vegetarian one, so it's got some pepper paste, some Greek feta cheese, and some capers, and it is encased in sourdough bread. So it's quite a salty sandwich, but I enjoy that. It's also a cold one too. Mine too also comes with a plate of chips as well. Very sharp, salty, punchy flavors in that.
I'm glad we got some food and a well-needed drink stop.
Yes.
Yen and I were like awake for so much of last night because there was all these mosquitoes in our Airbnb. It was so annoying. By the time we woke up and got out of the house, we killed like 15 mosquitoes, and we didn't even like leave any of the windows open or anything,
doors, we just don't know how they're coming in.
Yeah, they were biting us and biting Yen especially because she's got the sweeter blood. And yeah, so it was a very bad sleep, and so we're kind of munted today, but it doesn't matter. We're still going to climb this hill and get a really nice panoramic view of the Acropolis. We're already here in Athens. Got to make the most of it, right, bud?
Yes, that's right.
So if we're a little bit like delirious today, please don't mind us.
Only a few short minutes into our walk and we've already arrived at the prison of Socrates, or so it was believed, because it's not known exactly where he was incarcerated, but apparently this spot has a good acclaim as any, although some people believe the actual prison was next to the ancient agora. Socrates was one of the greatest philosophers to ever have lived. He was the tutor to Plato, and he was also a very principled man, but someone who was outspoken and not afraid to speak his mind, and that's what eventually landed him in trouble with the authorities. He had publicly shown support for the rival city-state of Sparta, and also questioned the established concepts of justice and morality at the time. And so he was imprisoned, and his friends had begged him to escape, but instead he had chosen to poison himself instead of suffer the indignity. It was the only way out for him.
How you going, bear buddy?
Not too bad. Looking back, we can see the city just glistening. It's quite pretty, and I bet the higher we get, the more amazing those views are gonna be. But I was just saying to Peter earlier that this place is sort of giving me a bit of the Mount Chimera vibes.
Yeah, it must be all the stone steps, eh?
The
Or marble steps.
And then also all the trees and the heat. All of that's adding up, and it feels like the trip that we did last year.
Made it to the top of this hill.
Yay.
What an achievement for today, and fantastic panoramic views that we're getting all around here, eh bud?
Yeah, it sure is.
Yeah, well actually this is the monument that we could see when we were on top of the Acropolis, and I was like, wow, that actually looks really far, but when we were walking up here it wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
we made it here in maybe about 15-20ish minutes, and then you get the fantastic views of the ocean. You can see all of Athens city, and then you see the majestic Acropolis right over there, and another faraway hill with the monument on top. It is a fantastic sight.
It really is, and it is so much quieter here too, which is nice.
Yeah, definitely. Much noticeably quieter.
I think it's from this point where you can truly get a feel for that juxtaposition of modernity and historical sites. And that's because you can see the sprawling city of Athens glistening in white with all her modern buildings, but then you also see the ancient Acropolis right across from you, as well as all these other ruins just around the city. Oh my goodness, it's quite breathtaking.
We've made it to the ancient Agora, and the entrance price for this place is 10 euros, but because we got the Acropolis package, it was included in that anyway, so we were able to just stroll on in. And actually, when I was thinking about the painting that we saw back in the Vatican, the School of Athens, where you saw all the various intellectuals in one massive painting done by Raphael, I think that that's what life could have been like here. You know, because the Agora, or the market, was a place for esteemed individuals of Athens as well as intellectuals to come here and hang out. So you'd have people like Socrates as well as Plato discussing matters of importance as well as just socializing. So if you think about it that way, it makes it a lot more interesting than just seeing all these ruins.
You can imagine them just discussing philosophy and all that.
Yeah, I know. How cool would that have been to be a fly on the wall back in those days?
I really like this temple. It's the Temple of Hephaestus, and it's supposed to be the best preserved ancient Greek temple in the world.
Wow.
Yeah, and you can get so much closer to this than you can the Parthenon. Granted, it is a lot smaller, but you can admire it from so much closer. You can see the columns and how they go small towards the top. These are Doric columns. And this one still has its frieze, its triglyphs and metopes, which are reliefs depicting mythological battles. So that's really cool to see.
I think we're going to wrap things up for our first vlog from Greece right over here underneath the Acropolis.
We hope you've enjoyed following along with us today, and hopefully we managed to run okay given our 2.5 hours of sleep.
Yeah, definitely. We will be traveling around a whole bunch of different places here in Greece, so stay tuned. There will be plenty more adventures to come, but in the meantime, if you enjoyed this one, don't forget to give us a like, subscribe if you haven't already,
and leave us a comment. Love to hear from you always, and if you can, please share this video. It does really help with our channel.
Until the next one, everyone.
See you then.
See ya.